my side. Welcome to Chin Up, real talk for real life. I'm Chin. I'm a mom of three amazing young ladies. I am a full-time chef and I'm a part-time instructor. I'm also a part-time villa manager, an entrepreneur. Listen, life isn't always easy. It's messy, it's chaotic, and sometimes we feel like one big juggling act. But guess what? We can still win and chase our biggest dreams while keeping our chin up through it all. That's why this space is that's what this space is all about. Real talk, real life, real you. So whether you're hustling as an entrepreneur, rocking single parent life, or just trying to figure it all out, you've found your people. Each week we're diving into struggles, the wins, and everything in between because we are in this together. Let's go. So last week you'd have heard my very messy pilot when I introduced myself, but I wanted to just do a reintroduction where I let you know about my story and then we can move into a couple of things for the rest of the episode. So as you would hear me, I'll tell you that I'm millennial. I'm proud to tell everybody my age. I'm 38. So I'm gonna be 40 in 2 years. And I'm proud to say that. I've gone through too much life to be hiding my age. I'm proud to be 38 years old, right? I'm also a single mom. I have three girls. My oldest is 11, my youngest is 2. And I can tell you, it's not easy doing what I do because if you think about just having one child, having three, and then raising them almost by yourself, I mean, I get help from the dads and stuff, but really and truly, 80% of the time is me and them, right? And on top of the fact that I have three girls that feel like three full-time jobs, I have two part-time jobs. Yeah. So I I'm a chef by profession, so I also do instructing at a training institute here in Jamaica, where I train persons to be in this profession as well. And then I also manage a villa. I fell into that because friends of mine own the villa and they know that I'm in hospitality for so many years, so they approached me. It's not something I wanted to and not something I set out to do. It just fell into my lap of opportunity, and I started that recently, and I'm really enjoying everything that I'm doing with both jobs, and I'm just trying to navigate like how I can balance life and work and the kids and the next work and traveling up and down because it's a lot, but I'm getting the hang of it. And if that wasn't enough, I own my own catering business. And adding everything all together, you probably wonder how she do it all because as you know, I also started a podcast. So that is what number umpteenth thing that I do in the days. Yeah, welcome to my life. Now, a lot of people might look at me, like people who know me, and think, why me I do so much? And even today, I said it to somebody, that co-worker at work, and I said, so ambition kill. Ambition, you see, if we did just sit down and say we want to be a cruff, then we would have happy lives. But because we said that we have ambition and we have a goal in life, we stress out ourselves. But I think for the first time, especially since the pandemic, I feel like I'm on the right path and going somewhere, and I finally feel like all the hard work that I've been putting into all the different parts of my life have been coming together. And this year has shown me that I just need to stay focused and I need to keep it going. And I feel like just starting this podcast, even though it might seem like, why am I doing that on top of all the things I have to do? I feel like it's going to be a part of motivating myself to keep going and keep doing it and keep getting until I get there, right? And I was recently at a graduation and somebody said, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Keep going. You get a degree, get another one. You get a certification, get another one. You're doing something, get another one. And I feel like I'm that kind of person where I feel like I keep adding to my plate, but I don't do it in a way where it seems like things are unfinished. So I think I'm in a good little cycle, a good little swing of things right now in my life. And so, the only part of my life that is really not going so well is the love life. I don't have one. And that this is because I have decided that I don't want to go back into a relationship right now. It's been officially about 10 months since I've been single. But ladies, when you're in a relationship and you're not happy, your mind leave before your body leave. So in my mind, I have been single for more than a year. But I had the courage to finally end it sometime earlier this year, and it's been a mental struggle for me. And it's not because, I can't do without the man and all of that. No, it's nothing like that. It's just because I personally, I I'm one of those people who love hard, and I put so much into this relationship. This was going to be the it one. This was going to be the last one. This is the one I said, all right, I am not doing anything else after this. If this one don't work out, that for me, relationship. Friend would have said to me, say, him done with the relationship because the ship love sink. Right? So I think I'm there as well. But done with the relationship for right now. I can't say it's forever, but for sure, for the very, very, very near future, I'm talking about like 2, 3 years. I'm spending the time on myself, something that I've not done, and I have to start to learn to do because I struggle with self-love, and I always put myself last, so I have to start to try to love myself more. Right? I gotta put me first, Lucius. I gotta put me first. Yeah, I'm there, putting me first. So, I'm struggling with that. I'm going to therapy. Well, I started therapy. I started one session. I haven't been back, but I need to go back because we promised ourselves that we're going to be doing the healing. So it's just I have been. It's a lot thinking about going to therapy, and I think I have to get used to the thought of actually speaking to somebody and them dissecting my life and telling me what is wrong with me and what I need to do. It's like you don't want to face the music, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and throughout my journey with you guys, I'll let you know when I start again and when I'm going regularly. And if you wanna ask in comments and ask me how we're going, hold me accountable, guys. If that's the case, you understand? But yeah, but I've struggled with debt, especially in the pandemic, because I started a business right 3 months before COVID hit, and that was tough. And what I realized also is that this government here in Jamaica, they did nothing for small businesses. And small businesses were were washed away. We talk about flood water. We talk about murky water. I don't know they could clean water wash away. I mean, COVID knocked down some big business, but can you imagine all the small business like myself? What happened to us? And we are like the unspoken, untold story of the effects of the economy, effects of COVID on the economy. Because I can tell you right now, if you had a small business, if you talk to somebody who had a small business, they can tell you most of us did not survive. My first business did not survive COVID. I had to come back to. I have been back at the drawing board for a business of my own at least 6 times, and I'm not stopping until I succeed. I'm not stopping until I have a successful business because I firmly believe that the Lord has planted me here to start my business, and every time I start there's some kind of blockage. But this time, right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm in a position right now where I feel the blessings and I feel very grateful for where I am right now, and I'm just following the Lord right now when it comes to me and my business, right? Because it's the only Him on me trust right now. Stop listening to the friend and the family, right? Just start to listen more to myself and listen to Him. right? Of course, time management is also a problem because I've had, and it is one of the things, let me tell you, it's like a lot of things rested on my spirit this week. I also said sometime this week that not that I don't have a man, I feel like I have more time to do everything. I'm going to say I'm one of those people who, when I have a person in my life, I tend to focus a lot on them, right? But I find that now that I'm single, I find that I'm not as tired. And I'm not even physically, it's emotionally. I'm not as drained. I am finding more time and I can think a little clearer because I don't have to worry about another person. My moves don't affect another adult in my life. I don't have to think about me and my children. You understand? And whatever I do is I do it for them. And so I don't have to think about if that is going to stop them, if that won't be okay with them. I don't have to discuss with anybody my moves. I just do it. Right? And so I feel like I'm even managing time better now that I am single. I recently put my entire life in my Google calendar. I asked ChatGPT to write me a schedule. I put in my whole life into it and it wrote a schedule for me and I'm trying to see if I can make it work. I have to use different tools to keep me on track right now. I'm one of those persons that if you tell me, say, okay, do so and so tomorrow, I'm going to forget it. So I have to say, nope, wait, stop, put it in the calendar, bam, right? And I put the most annoying ringtone. Anybody ever have a Nokia truck catch phone? Yeah. I have one. I've downloaded this most annoying Nokia tone and I put it as my calendar alarm. And every time somebody say, "What kind of a Nokia phone that I ring?" Every time they hear my calendar going off somewhere in public, and yeah, that's how I keep myself on track now. I want to keep myself on track so that I can be more productive during my days. I'm waking up earlier. I'm going to bed at the same time. Unfortunately, I know that I was supposed to go to bed early in the days, but it's like when I feel like, especially right now, I mean, I find that after my kids gone to sleep, that's when I can find time to do some work. So, I just hurry up and put them to bed 8:30, bam, 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 do a little work, and then I go to bed. But it's working, and so far, I don't see where I feel burdened as I used to be before. I don't feel chaotic. I don't feel like life is, I always say to myself, say, I always feel like the horse I run behind the cat. But I feel a bit more in control these days, and I'm happy about that, right? Work and life balance. Sometimes I just put on the work. As I said, I'm a recovering workaholic. I feel bad when me have to call in sick. Me feel bad when me can't go to work. Me feel bad when me can't do something for my boss. No, mm-mm. Me stop that. It's called quiet quitting. You ain't paying me to be here all day, so me gonna my yard. Me can't do that. Me have to wait till tomorrow. Me I can't manage that right now. Me have to go to my children. That have to wait till next week. So I have to be trying to purposely stop myself because and even my mother is helping me too because she knows that I will put myself out there for people and they don't necessarily ask me to and then I put myself in a situation just because I feel like I need to out of a necessity or obligation to people and I feel like I need to retrain myself, recondition myself out of that thinking because people will use you. People out there using you and people have used me in the past, especially in my professional life. My expertise and them don't want to admit that they're really using it, but them try to do it smartly. But then, I'm smart enough to know that doing it, but I have a work ethic so strong that I allow it to happen and I need to stop. So I have decided I am not doing it. Now, highlight of my ambition is that I overcoming debt and doing a lot of stuff in the last about 10 years. This is the first year, 2024, that I feel like I'm not struggling so much. So I've gave myself a timeline, 6 months, where I need to build up my savings to a point where I can feel more financially stable. And so a part of my journey right now is to do as much as I can without overburdening myself to reach to that goal. And I feel like doors are opening for me right now, and I feel very prepared to walk through those doors. Before, when I used to have one of my previous business ventures, I would want to advertise, but I feel scared to advertise my business because I never had the facilities, I never had the resources, I never had the people, I never had the team. Right now, I have a team building, I have the resources, and so I'm walking through those doors now with confidence, and that's where I want to be in my life. And so this is like a journey that I just starting again in my life in a different way, you know? And so that's what I'm trying to get as a part of. And I'm not saying that this is going to be my journey or my journal, but from time to time you might hear me say, hey guys, such and such happened for me this week, or such and such happened for me this, or an opportunity came, and I'm really just trying my best to take every opportunity that comes to me right now in a smart way. And as I said, I feel more prepared, so I'm walking through those doors more confidently. But, ultimately, it's it's funny that I say something about confidence because I've I speak a good it's funny I talk about confidence because on the outside I always seem like I'm the most confident person, and I'm not overly confident. I'm not cocky. I just know, especially because I'm a born leader, I have an authoritative tone and people will believe everything that I tell them. But the problem I have always had is I don't believe myself when I talk. You don't take your own advice, and that is what I've been struggling with over the years. And I feel like I'm not the only person out there that feels like that. I feel like I have imposter syndrome sometimes. An imposter syndrome where I feel like, yes, I went to school and have all these experience and I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but am I qualified, right? So I feel like I have imposter syndrome where, in the sense that I know I'm qualified, I know I'm smart, I know I'm intelligent, I know all of these things, but somehow my brain isolates those facts from me looking at myself and believing those things. And I know in the public I'll know all those things about myself and I will tell everybody that, but I don't truly believe it sometimes. And so I struggle with that. And that's one of the other reasons why I go to therapy, because I want to get to understand why I think like that. I'm an overthinker. I think things through like 10 times over before I finally do it. And I shoulda wait, but and then I have contingency plan over contingency plan over contingency plan in case it don't work out, in case it don't work out, in case that don't work out, in case that don't work out. And that's how I do things on a regular basis. I think this podcast, this series here where I'm putting myself on a platform to talk to people or have persons listen to me is the only thing I never really thought too much about, and I just closed my eyes and did it. Like I'm right now, it's 12:25 a.m. and I was gonna go to bed after putting out the last episode, and I said, no, just record it now, because you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna rethink it, and you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do that, and you're going to literally put it off again, and you're not going to get a chance to do it again. So here what? Just do it now before you go to bed. And that's why I'm doing it now. Because I know myself. I know that I will talk myself out of it. Talk myself in and out of it several times before I do it. And then by the time I feel like do it, it's like, oh, alright, I can't bother. Or oh, something else come up and I can't do it. You understand? But I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish between, and I have to give myself short-term goals because the long-term goal thing is not working out for me. So I'm giving myself short-term goals, and I want to keep myself motivated. I keep myself motivated because when I wake up and I see my three children, I realize I have three mouths to feed. That's a basic motivation that every parent should have. And I tell you right now, I want to give my children the kind of life. I'm not saying that I didn't have a good life, I am blessed when it comes to my parents and what they did for me and my siblings. But I want to give them an opportunity to be more expressive, more comfortable to be themselves than I was able to when I was growing up. I want them to, you know, talk about their talents and what they want to do. One of my daughters, she wants to draw all the time, and I give her all the little exercise book. I buy a sketch pad, I buy a pencil, I buy a crayon, I buy a pencil crayon to give her because that's what she's interested in. I have another one, she's interested in gadgets. She wants to start doing coding. I said, all right, no problem. And she's doing that. The youngest one is too young to remember to know what she wants to do, but she's her own little person, and I get her to. She's very, very. She's a talkative 2-year-old. I'm gonna tell you, say she's been speaking since she's about 1 year and 5 months. She's been speaking. Like right now, she's a 2-year-old that speaks in full sentences, and she knows exactly what she wants to say and knows what to do, and she asks questions, and she's a little adult, and I allow her to express herself. I mean, the other day it was really, really funny. I picked her up from daycare and the lady said to me, she cursing bad word? You hear me now? Oh, yeah. She does the potty mouth because I'm not going to tell you no lie, my mouth don't in church. So, of course, I'm sure she pick up one or two things from me and I try my best not to cuss bad word around my children, but I'm a hothead, and sometimes it happens. And every single time I do it, I apologize. Or you may hear my daughter say, "Mommy," I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm just upset." So, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, but my children by no means are vulgar. They're the most mannerable children you'd ever meet in your life. But they are my main source of motivation because I want to see them do what they want in life, and I want to be able to have stability to create a life for them that they don't have to wonder if they want to do something in life, if mommy or daddy is going to be able to afford it or what. You understand? And that's where what's a major motivation for me? No one dead and left no debt for my children. I want, if in case, God forbid, that the Lord take me early before my children get over the worst, I want to make sure say I leave something, a legacy for them, that they are going to be okay to get over the worst until them can fend for themselves out there. And one of my biggest fears is leaving behind debt, or not leaving enough, or not leaving them anything that they have to struggle through life. And that is one of my major fears and my biggest motivation. That's why you hear me doing all these things. I have two jobs and I have a business, and I'm trying to do so much because I need to build a legacy for my children. Yeah, and I tell you, when I say this, they are my biggest motivator. I am telling no lies, right? But what also motivates me is that I want to also prove to myself that I'm able to do what I set out to do. And that's a very small part of my motivation. You know what I mean? I've been working full time for over 15 years now. And I feel like my 15 years, in comparison to my parents' 50 years, it feels the same because it's a different time, and I have been in management for the whole 15 apart from just since last year. It's the first time I'm not one of my jobs is not a managerial job. It's the first time I've had a job that's not a managerial job. And I tell you, it's something strange. But why I say that is because I'm telling you that I'm not into the early retirement, but I want to know at some point in the very near future, I have a business that can suffice my lifestyle where I don't have to worry about paying bills. I don't want to have to worry about if I can afford things. I don't want to be rich and obscenely rich with all these cars and the houses and everything. I just want to know that I have enough, I have more than enough to pay bills and be comfortable and not worry about what's gonna happen 3, 4 months from now. And I'm good, you know? So every day I wake up, I mean, the pandemic was rough. I think I might have to do an episode on mental health during a pandemic for an entrepreneur differently. But For me, over the last COVID was into 2019, so it's been about 5 years. I've been in survival mode. There are some days I never wanted to continue. I just want to get up out of my bed. I never want to get up and do nothing. But at the end of the day, I have to hold myself accountable for what is happening in my life, and I can't let it run away from me. I can't be a spectator in my own life. I have to keep myself. I'm self-motivated, right? And I'm addicted to coffee. I have a caffeine addiction. I drink Pepsi and I drink coffee. Honestly, what fuels my day? Coffee. Everybody knows. My students know it. My co-workers know it. Everybody knows it. Me need my coffee or don't come talk to me. I can't do one thing. I can't handle no stress. I can't handle no questions until I drink coffee. So that's another thing. And it might sound unhealthy to you, but let me tell you something. I have started and quit smoking. I don't drink anymore. So please leave me alone on my coffee because I don't want nobody come tell me about, oh, but coffee is this and coffee is that. I don't care. I drink coffee and that is it. Something have to kill me, but I think out of everything that we're eating right now, coffee is the least of our worries. What gets you out of bed? Find something every day that motivates you. I have students sometimes and they'll tell me that, boy, the program is harder than they thought. And I'm like, listen, remember why you started. Always remember why you started. Every time you doubt yourself, every time you're not sure, every time you're confused, remember why you started. Always remember why you started. What is the reason why you even applied for this? What is the reason in the first place? Just keep that in the forefront of your mind, right? I always give my students a vision board to keep them motivated. Think about where you want to be at the end of this year, and it's small goals. Write it down anyways, and keep that vision board. I used to have a vision board on um my wallpaper for my phone that was motivating me during a very very hard time. And every time I open my phone, I'm like, yeah man, just keep remembering. And I had that quote: "Remember why I started. Remember why I started," and it kept me motivated. So think about it. Think about what will motivate you. It might sound silly, but sometimes some of these silly things is something that we need. Sometimes some of the tools that we need to keep going, to keep motivated in our lives. And it might sound like it's an awkward thing, but nobody has to know that you're doing it except you. I journal. My phone is full of thoughts. If I have something, if I'm upset and I want to let it out, if I have nobody to talk to, or it's something I don't want persons to know about how I'm feeling, or I don't want person to know how I'm feeling, or something very private, I put it in my phone in a journal and I have a password to it. You know what I mean? Like talk. Sometimes just putting it out and putting it in words, letting it out that way and expressing yourself makes you feel better. It also, while you're writing it, it makes you also analyze how you feel about the situation while you're writing. And that's how I feel when I journal. I just wanted to take the step further to go to therapy because there are other fundamental things. Like enough things are going on with me, but journaling helped me, and it's something that probably can help other persons as well, help you. But like I said, lots of things that I've been through in my life have brought me to this point where I'm here with you right now telling you about it. I am going to write the book one day. I'm going to write the book, and if it helps somebody, it's worth writing, right? But, if even this podcast doesn't get wildly popular, if it helps a few people, it's worth it. And this is a way of journaling for me too, is to put it out there. I feel better about it. I did it, and that's it. So I want this podcast to be more than just you listening. I want my listeners to be, you know, integ integrated with me. I want you guys to comment and I'll comment back. I want you guys to share your views on social media when I post on my socials and have a discussion. I wouldn't mind if somebody want to join me in a podcast, or I might, have a couple of episodes where I will ask you guys some to comment on something or a topic, and then I'll read it out in another episode and so on and that sort of thing. I want to be involved with my listeners. I want my listeners to be involved with me. But this is like place for if you're a hustler, if you're a dreamer, if you're a striver, if you're a mother, if you're a woman, a Jamaican. Yeah, there are so many things we can all find in common, and we're all is a space where we all should feel safe to talk about things that are that you want to talk about, express yourself, right? But we're in this together. We're gonna figure this out side by side. I am doing this weekly. Every week I'll send out and I'll post a new episode. That's the aim, you know. And I hope that everybody will look forward to the next episode and the next episode just as excited as I am um to join me on this journey. So next week we're gonna talk about balancing life as a millennial and some of the things that we experience and some of the things that we do. I will have a guest, I have a friend of mine that's gonna be joining us for discussion, and I'm looking forward to having some great point of views from her, and I'm excited to hear to have more listeners next episode. So in the meantime, what you guys can do is, if you like what you're hearing so far, subscribe, comment, share, and I'm excited to be on a journey with more listeners that find some common ground with this community that I'm trying to build. In the description of the video, I'll put all the socials, and you can have the information on the channel, so you can follow us, follow me, because it's not a us. I love to say us, but it's me for right now until I get a team. Yes, we claim it in the name of the Lord. So in the meantime, I just want you guys to think about something that I said earlier. What's your why? Why is it that you wake up every day and do what you do? Just tomorrow get up and do something. When you find that things are difficult and you're not sure what to do, or you're in a difficult situation, it's okay to not know everything right away. Every day get up and do something different. If you want to change in your life, you can't do the same thing every day, right? Have a plan and do something. Do a different point in your plan, another bullet in your plan, another stage in your plan until you get to a point. But don't get up and do the same thing every day, hoping for something different or hoping for change, because that's the recipe for insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting different results. And none of us are insane, right? So in the meantime, until next week, keep your chin up, because life is real, but it doesn't mean giving up. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.